this isn't about the quadrants, but this isn't not about the quadrants. Hey, it's Cecil, and it's Monday, and as an asexual, aroflex person, I've been thinking a lot about tertiary attraction types. I've mentioned some types on my channel before, usually when we're talking about the Homestuck quadrants, though. Now, you may be wondering, but Cecil, what is a tertiary attraction type? And if so, you are asking the right kinds of questions. At this point, I think that most of us are pretty familiar with the idea of romantic and sexual attraction and the fact that you can be attracted to somebody romantically who you're not into sexually or vice versa. But these are only the most basic layers of attraction that humans actually can experience. It's worth noting that it's completely fine if you don't experience any of these types of attraction. Everybody experiences life differently, and you are completely valid. Your existence is valid. You're not weird. It's okay. Beyond the sexual and romantic, there are a lot of different types of attraction. But today I want to talk about aesthetic attraction, sensual attraction, platonic attraction, and altruist attraction. If you are interested in the loads of other attraction types that exist, I do have the LGBTQIA wiki article that is linked in the description box if you would like to research that at your leisure. So let's start with aesthetic attraction. Aesthetic attraction is exactly what it sounds like. It's an attraction to how somebody looks or how they present themselves. An attraction to their aesthetic. It's characterized by like wanting to gaze at someone, look at them, study their features, the way they look, the way they dress. Oftentimes, allosexuals and alloromantics will experience this alongside romantic and or sexual attraction, but it's very possible and I think pretty common to acknowledge that somebody is attractive. They're just not somebody that you would want to date or sleep with. Now, for me personally, I don't actually experience this attraction type all that much as just like the standard aesthetic attraction that we're usually thinking of because I don't really like look at people very much. I don't know, might be the tism. But I do actually experience a subset of aesthetic attraction called cute attraction. This is usually more of an attraction to someone's vibe, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You think they're cute. You think their mannerisms are cute. The way they act, the way they speak, the way they dress. You think they're cute. You know? And as for cute attraction, I usually experience that with most of my strictly platonic friends. And speaking of platonic attraction, platonic attraction is often used as an umbrella term to kind of encompass everything that isn't romantic or sexual, but it can also have a more specific meaning, which is what we're going to be talking about in this case. When you're platonically attracted to somebody, it means that you very specifically want to be their friend. Now, this isn't necessarily the same as like the general feeling of wanting to be friends with people. It's there's a person and they pass the vibe check, they've pulled you in, you want to be friends with this person. And I definitely experience this type of attraction because um usually if I have like no desire to like seek out a specific person, then we're probably not going to end up friends unless there's like a variety of other factors that happen to come into play, you know? The one thing is that because this kind of gave me like platonic giddiness, platonic warm fuzzies, a lot of times growing up, I was told that my platonic attractions were actually romantic and I was just lying to myself. Don't tell people that. Oh my goodness, the amount of just time and energy that would have been saved if nobody was trying to tell me how I felt. If you really want to be friends with someone, then you really want to be friends with them. And that's cool. And that shouldn't be like a weird thing. Next up on the list is sensual attraction. Sensual attraction is the type of attraction that involves the senses, and the most common type is touch. So it's wanting to hold someone's hand or cuddle with them or give them kisses, that kind of thing. It's like the kind of touch attraction that's separate from sexual attraction. Oftentimes for allos, this does go alongside romantic and or sexual attraction. But if you're more like me and you're also a kind of affectionate person, you might have this kind of attraction towards even just platonic friends. I like holding hands with the people that I care about. I like, being close to them. And this is also, definitely something that I experience with my altruist partners, not just my romantic one. So it's sometimes difficult to explain because it's like you'd think that aesthetic and sensual, like put together, would equal romantic, but it's separate. And sometimes they go together, but sometimes they don't. And that's okay. And while sensual attraction is often focused on the sense of touch, there are other types as well. The type that I will slightly touch on is called oral attraction. Oral attraction is an auditory attraction, so it's like the attraction to how someone's voice sounds. It's not necessarily a voice kink, though that would definitely be included in this umbrella, but it's like enjoying someone's singing voice and being attracted to their singing voice, or really liking the way someone talks, being attracted to their speaking voice, stuff like that. This is also something that I've experienced, which is, again, something that's been really difficult to explain to other people, and I actually only just learned the word for it before recording this video, so it was pretty neat. And honestly, before we continue on, I just want to add that I think that having the vocabulary to explain certain experiences is so helpful. So, yeah, sometimes having a bazillion micro labels can feel tedious and doesn't really make sense to people who don't use them. But when you finally have a word to explain that thing that you've been feeling, I think that's beautiful. And I think that it's wonderful that language is slowly starting to evolve to encompass more of the human experience. I just had to pause to grab my food. Anyways, altruist attraction is probably my favorite type of attraction, and it's the one that I feel the most familiar with. It's an attraction type that isn't exclusively romantic or platonic, and some people see it as a middle ground, like I do. Other people consider it a completely separate thing. Some people also consider it synonymous with a queer platonic relationship. Other people consider them separate. I consider them to be the same for how I personally experience it. For me, it's a type of attraction that definitely sits between romantic and platonic, and it usually comes alongside a cute and a sensual attraction. It starts with a strong platonic attraction, and then once a friendship is established, the altruist feelings start to grow and creep in. And this can honestly happen kind of quickly if I really vibe with someone and connect with them. So, a lot of the times when I catch altruist feelings, it happens within the first 6 months of knowing somebody. There are also two subsets of altruist attraction that we're going to talk about, which can be experienced separately or together. The first type is adornic attraction, which is a type of attraction that's based on an emotional adoration of somebody. Just like thinking they're the greatest, thinking they're the cutest, thinking they're the sweetest. You make each other happy, you make each other laugh, you make each other smile. There's just a lot of warm, positive feelings involved. As my altruist crushes develop, this is usually the first type of feeling that I have. The second type is solaic attraction, which is built on mutual understanding and comfort. It can be considered just an extension of or a deeper type of friendship, but it also pairs with an altruist relationship type quite well. It's someone who is the person that you trust, the person that you talk to, the person that you just feel this like safety and mutual understanding and really vibe with. And as my altruist feelings develop for a person, this is usually where they end up. It's like, this is your person, this is who you trust, this is the person you can talk to. Since next week is Asexuality Awareness Week, I really wanted to talk about and highlight some of the different types of attraction that humans can experience outside of the realm of sexual and romantic. The human experience is diverse and vast, and as John Green said in a recent Pizza Miss video, that which we think of as dichotomous is often spectral. And that doesn't mean that it's not important to have labels like romantic or sexual attraction, because obviously those things exist and those experiences exist. But it's also important to recognize that there is so much beyond just that. And I think that's beautiful. So, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below telling me about the types of tertiary attraction that you experience, if any. Were they the ones that I mentioned in the video? Was it something else, perhaps? I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to talk about it. This is the kind of stuff that I'm really interested in. You can follow me in the links in the description box below. Be a bro, share this video with another bro, and if you have not done so yet, subscribe. Because I'm gonna try and make new videos on Mondays when I have the health to do so.